What's up, people, and welcome back to another episode here with Tech Daemon. And as usual, in today's video, we're going to take a look at Proxychains and why we should use Proxychains actually. So I'm quickly going to go to my terminal, open my terminal app, and then we're going to take a look at what Proxychains are and then why we should use them as well. Now, simply, Proxychains are just different IP addresses or different hubs through which we can connect to the internet. So simply, I'm just going to show you how to set that up, and then as fast as we can, let's just dive in. So first off, I'm going to look for Proxychains. It's a file somewhere on your Linux box or on your Linux computer. So we just need to find it. So first off, I'm just going to do a locate, and I have it right there. So locate Proxychains. I'm going to hit enter, and usually it's just the first one up here. So as you can see, I have Etsy Proxychains4.conf. Yours might not be Proxychains4, it might just be Proxychains, but mine is Proxychains4, so I'm just going to go with that. And what I need to do now is just come down here and then make a sudo, and then I'll make a nano Etsy Proxychains4.com. So you can just do this. If yours is Proxychains, you just go sudo nano Etsy Proxychains.com or Proxychains4. If you whatever you have it, just make sure you just get it right. So I'm gonna hit enter on that, and it's going to ask me for my password. Hit enter on that. Okay, so right here we are in the configuration file of the Proxychains. As simple as we have it, we have down here, as you can see, I've got dynamic chain. Now what dynamic chain is, it allows you to have multiple proxies, but with dynamic, what happens is if one of the proxies fail, or if one of them isn't working, for instance, if you have about 3 or 4 proxies and then one of them isn't working, it's just going to skip that one that isn't working or the one that isn't up and then move to the next one. So that's why we have dynamic chains. We also have strict chain down here. As you can see, it is commented in. So if I want to use a strict chain, all I have to do is get rid of the hash sign. I just get rid of that, and then it is commented out. If I want to comment on the dynamic, I just go back up and then put the pound sign over there. Okay, so that is commented out, and then we now have strict chains. But what we'd want to use is a dynamic chain, so that if any of our proxies fail, we know that the rest might work, or even if they don't work and then everything fails, at least we know, okay, everything is failing. But strict chains, once the one on the top fails, I mean, nothing else is going to work. Even if the rest of the 3 or the rest of the 2 that you have beneath the one at the top, which is not working, are working, I mean, the first one, since the first one isn't working, I mean, the rest are not going to go through. So strict chains, unless you are very sure all of your proxies are going to work all the time. So I'm going to comment out strict chains, and then we're going to go down. Okay, up here you also have proxy DNS request. That is to send your DNS requests, all of your DNS requests through your proxy. That is not to allow for DNS leaks. So you can also comment this in. There we go. So that means our DNS would not go through our proxy, but we don't want that. We don't want any DNS leaks. So I'm just going to comment all of these out, and then we have proxy DNS request, no leaks for DNS data, and then proxy DNS as well. So we are proxying our DNS through our proxy. That is, it is going to go through our proxy. Then we can scroll down to the most important part. So this is where we can add our proxies. Okay, this is where we can add our proxies. So depending on what proxies you have, as you can see, I have a few which I have commented out. Actually, I think these are not working at the moment, so I'm just going to get rid of these, get rid of these, get rid of that. Which one else? Okay, yes, get rid of this one, 65 as well. Okay, there we go. So I've got only socks 4 here, and then I've got default set to Tor. Now we can also use Tor as our proxy, or we can find proxies by ourselves. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to open up a browser, go back up here, open up Firefox, drag this to the side, and then yes, great. Okay, so we're going to try to find some free proxies. I'm going to do free proxy list. Okay, so we'll try to find a few proxy lists from Google. Hopefully we might find some that work. Let's just open this up. I don't know which ones might work. One other thing about free proxies is you might have to test them out to find out which ones work and which ones don't. So that might actually take some time. You can actually pay for some of them if you wish to, but if you want to go in for a free proxy, then you would have to find out which ones work and which ones don't, which can also take a lot of time. Okay, so we have a few here, but we probably have to try them out to see if they work or not. Okay, let's try out some from here. I'm going to go back and then just do this. Okay, so proxy checker. Okay, so we're going to try to check a few of the proxies to see if they work or not. If they work, then we can put them in our config file. If not, I mean, what's the point of putting them in the config file if they don't work? So I think this one is not opening up. Let's see which one will do. So it's actually a good idea to check the proxies to see if they are all working. If they're working, then you can use them. But if not, I actually don't advise using them. So let me close this out. Okay, we have this one here. So this is the IP address and that's the port. So just copy that, come back here and then paste it. We'll get rid of this and then put a colon. Let me get that closer. Okay, get rid of that, and then check proxies. So as you can see up here, we have good proxy and then bad proxy. If this proxy works out, then it's awesome. So we have one here, which is a good proxy. We can quickly come down here. Actually, I am going to comment this one out and then use just the one that we just got. I think I just need to paste. Yes, nice, good. Okay, so we have that, and I'm going to get rid of the space, and then yeah, just that. So you can put your IP address. Okay, so we also need to put what kind of proxy is it? Is it a SOCKS 5? Is it a SOCKS 4? Okay, so it's a SOCKS 5 here. So I'm just going to write SOCKS 5. Give it a space. So you put the what type of proxy it is, SOCKS 5, and then you put the IP address and as well the port. Okay, so we have one now. We can actually just do Control-O to write it out, that is to save, and then we'll do Control-X and then try out our proxy. So at the moment we have, let me go back here, we have only one proxy in our proxy list, or one proxy which we have actually commented in or which we would like to use. So just this one, SOCKS 5, and then the IP and then the port. This is the only one we have at the moment which works for us now. We'll try a few more to see if they work. So I'm just going to do Control-O, enter, just the same thing, X, and then we'll try it out now. So quickly I am going to do Proxychains. Okay, so there I have it, Proxychains 4. As I said earlier, if you have Proxychains, you just use Proxychains. If you have whatever your config file names for the proxies, you just use the same thing. So I have Proxychains 4 Firefox, and then I want to go to google.com. You can actually go to any other website if you wish, but then you are opening it with Firefox. So I'm going to hit enter on that, and as you can see, I still have the same thing. That is my IP address. So I'm still in Russia, so my IP address is still here, right here in Russia, because actually this is the browser is already opened. So I'm actually going to bookmark this. Let me put it somewhere. Let's put it in the bookmark menu. Click done. Okay, and then close that. Okay, so once the browser is closed, we can do that again. I'm gonna go back up, hit enter, and this should open up the browser for us. And then let's see if our proxy works. Okay, I think it does. Hopefully that might open up. I hope so. Okay, so there seemed to be a problem. Okay, let's just try a different page. Let's go to Bing. Hit enter on that. Okay, and as you can see in the terminal, we have everything saying okay, bing.com on 443. That is okay, still the same thing. So as you can see, some of the proxies might work, some may not work. It's just a good idea to always try them out first before you use them in your Proxychains or for your proxy. Okay, exactly. So we have right here socket error or timeout. Actually, this proxy might not be working out for us. And okay, so it's not working. So quickly, I'm just going to do a Control C just to close that up, and then we're gonna go back to our proxies, open that up, and then maybe get rid of our proxy chain here, or this current proxy. Okay, maybe let's just go back here to our browser, and then I'm going to go back to the bookmarks we saved earlier on. Oh, okay, right here. Bookmarks. Oh, okay, there we go. Was it? Yes, this is it. Okay, and then we would have to search for the proxy checker again. Hit enter on that, and that should give us a proxy checker. Okay, this is a different one. This is also another we can use, but doesn't matter. Let's just close this and then have only this one. Okay, so we will go back. Let me just drag this over here. Go back, try to find maybe let's try the same thing again to see if this is a different one, just came in. Try that. There we go. And then put a colon, and we can click on check to see if this is working. So as you can see down here, we're checking to see if it works. If okay, so good, it doesn't work, and so that gave us it failed. Let's try this one, and I'm going to get rid of that. One more, put in a colon, and then click check. Okay, but let's just leave it that way and then see how that's going to go. Okay, so failed as well. So we're just going to leave that and then try what's best for now. Okay, so let's leave that. I'm going to close this off. Going to leave. Actually, you would have to try most of them to see which is best or which works for you. So I'm just going to leave that. Let's just close this one for now, close all the tabs, and then I'm going to get rid of the current proxy we have in here. Okay, so earlier I talked about using Tor. We can as well use the Tor service to proxy all of our data, or to proxy everything that we serve over the web. Instead of using just the Tor browser, you can as well just use proxies over Tor. Okay, so what we can do now is I'm just going to Control O, hit enter, and then X. Okay, let's clear the screen. Okay, so one thing is, if you already have Tor installed, well, then you're good to go. If not, you can actually install Tor. So you can do apt -get install Okay, and then you can install Tor for yourself. I already have Tor installed, so I am not going to do that. But after installing Tor, all you need to do is just go straight up, and then let's find out if our Tor service is running actually on this computer, which I don't think so. So I'm going to do service. There we go. Service Tor start. No, let's just check the status first. So we'll do service Tor status. Hit enter. Okay, and that seemed to be active, but actually what I want to do is restart it. Hit enter. Okay, and that's going to ask me for my password. That is my sudo password, and I'm going to put that in. Hit enter on that. Okay, and then I'm going to do service Tor status again. Hit enter. Okay, all right, there we go. So as you can see, we have here the process and then the main process ID right here. So that's the process that's running, the main process ID, and then our CPU over there. Great. So our Tor service is running, and now what we can do is, let me put this on that side. Okay, so now it's big enough, and I'm going to split. Awesome. So I'm going to split that up, and then down here in the terminal below, we're just going to go back to our sudo nano etc proxychains.conf, and then enter on that. Okay, so just go down to where you're supposed to enter your proxies. Go down, down, down. Awesome, great. So I have here SOCKS 4, and I have default set to Tor. Actually, I'm going to comment out SOCKS 4, okay, because I have here 127.0.0.1. that is my loopback address. That is the loopback address for this Kali machine. Actually, it's not my address for my ETH0, that is my LAN or my Wi-Fi. It's actually just a loopback address for this Linux machine. And I have also the port 9050. Actually, that's what my Tor is using on this service, or on this computer actually. So my Tor service is actually running on 9050. And so what's going to happen is, even though I have a loopback address of my local host and then a Tor port, that's actually going to work out still for me. So I'm going to comment that out, and then Control O to save that, and then Control X to exit. Okay, we don't have our browser running already, so our browser isn't running. Now we have our Tor service running also. We're just going to go back and try to see if Google is going to open with our current proxy chain. So I'll hit enter on that, and hopefully, great. So that's opened. Let's see if we're going to get a Google service. Google homepage. Let's see. Great. Okay, so as you can see, Google is open, and I don't know what language this is. Okay, so I'm in France at the moment. Awesome, right here. So as you can see, we are currently in France, and that is just perfect for us. That is just perfect to surf in whatever country you wish to, or as Tor changes, I mean, your IP is going to change, or your countries are going to change. Let me go to Bing. I don't know why I'm using Bing. I'll just stay .com. And you can see same thing here in the terminal on the right. That's below. As I go to the web browser, like the traffic, and then everything keeps updating and changing over there. So we can just do the Onion router. Hit enter. Okay, there we go. So we have that, and that's just beautiful. And there we go. More options. Save settings. I don't want to allow any of these. Okay, there we go. All right, so we can just scroll, click on any other link. Let's just try site.net. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, so as you can see, this gave us something in French. I don't speak French, so I don't know. Okay, so there we go with using Proxychains. You can find any. Okay, let's just try to see if we can find free proxy list. Okay, that's going to load up. Probably this might give us something better, I hope. Okay, so as you can see, we are in France. There we go, right about there. Let me just check that. And probably we might get lots of info from France. That's taking a little more time. Great, so I think it's actually the same thing we had earlier. We didn't see this. Let me just open this up. The .fr. Okay, let's see what this is going to give us. Oh, of course, I am not a robot. Your computer or network may be sending more. Okay, great. So that isn't going to open for us. Great. That's perfect, just perfect. Let's see more results. France proxy list. That might give us something. Okay, so we have more and more and more and more. Like I said earlier, you would have to check them out first to see if they work, and if they do, then you can use them in your proxy list. But if they don't, well, you can always go with Tor. Great, so these are our proxies in France, and that is it. So I am actually going to close the browser. Or okay, let's just leave it running. One more thing we can also do with Proxychains is, once you have a Kali Linux machine and then you run multiple searches, or you do lots of things, reconnaissance with Kali Linux, definitely you would want to hide your IP addresses from whosoever you are trying to make a recon on or do a recon on. You'd probably want to hide yourself as much as you can, or as much as possible. So it's actually good to always run most of the services that, or most of the reconnaissance tools through a proxy. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to run Zenmap through, or Nmap maybe, yeah, the graphical version of Nmap through our Tor proxy, and then see how we can use these proxies to run other services, or how we can run other services through these proxies. So I'm going to do, okay, let me just start from sudo, because I think this might require a sudo permission. Sudo Proxychains 4, there we go. Sudo Proxychains 4, as usual, remember, minus chains 4, not just Proxychain. Sudo Proxychains 4 Zenmap. Hit enter, and probably that should ask me. Okay, it didn't ask me for my sudo password, and so this is going to actually run on going to run through my Proxychains. Let me find and try who is hopefully we can get the IP address of Google. Who is google.com, and then use that instead of having to use someone else's IP address. Of course, we are running everything through our proxy now, so might take a while, or if not, okay, great. So there we go. We have a name server here. I'm just going to copy that, and then we'll go back to our Zenmap. I'll paste that in here. Not just a quick scan. Where is it? Okay, intense scan with no ping. Scan that, and awesome, there we go. So as you can see, our proxy, our Zenmap was running through our proxy chain. Host discovered, disabled. Okay, all addresses will be marked up. There we go. Of course, it is Google, and that's always going to give us some problems. So I'm just going to skip one of the good things we can use these proxies for. Okay, so quickly let's go back. I'm going to go back here, and our proxy chains are still running. I'm going to Control C on that to close ZenMap. Okay, so ZenMap is actually gone, and our Tor service is still running. Our proxy chains are still running. I'm going to close that off. Okay, so that's just about it. Thank you all for watching, and as usual, don't forget to like or subscribe. See you all in the next video. Peace out.